Welcome to our podcast. Self-motivation. Listen before sleep.
Self-motivation means you don't wait for anyone else to push you. You get up and take action because you want to, not because someone tells you to. It's that inner power that keeps you moving when everything feels hard or boring. You don't need praise or rewards to keep going. Your drive comes from inside. What matters most is that you know why you're doing it, and that reason pulls you forward. When you feel like quitting, self-motivation is the voice that says, "Keep going just a little more." It's not about being perfect or never tired. It's about choosing to try again, even when you don't feel like it. That choice is what separates people who reach their goals from those who don't. Self-motivation gives you freedom. You don't depend on others' approval or opinions. You control your own path, and that makes every small step feel meaningful. Some days motivation feels far away, and that's okay. What matters is that you don't stop completely. Even a small move forward is still progress. You learn to be kind to yourself, accepting setbacks but still pushing on. This inner drive is personal. No one else can give it to you. You have to find what makes you want to keep going deep inside. When you do, you become your own strongest supporter. You believe in yourself first, and that belief changes everything. Self-motivation is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about starting right now, even if things aren't clear or easy. You don't have to see the whole path ahead to take the first step. Sometimes the hardest part is just beginning. And once you do, momentum builds naturally. When you rely on yourself to move forward, you learn to trust your own decisions more. You stop looking outside for answers and start listening to what feels right inside. This builds confidence, the kind that doesn't fade because it comes from experience. Self-motivation helps you face challenges with a mindset that sees problems as chances to grow. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to see it as feedback, not a dead end. Every mistake becomes a lesson, every setback a way to come back stronger. This mindset creates a cycle where effort leads to progress, and progress feeds your motivation. You also start to appreciate the small wins, not just the big goals, because those little victories remind you that you're capable and moving forward. Self-motivation isn't a secret power reserved for a few. It's a skill anyone can build by choosing to act, even when it's uncomfortable. It grows with practice, patience, and a willingness to keep trying. When you make that choice daily, motivation becomes a natural part of your life, not a rare feeling. It becomes the reason you don't give up on dreams, no matter how far they seem. Self-motivation shapes how you see yourself every single day. When you depend on yourself to keep going, you start to realize your own power. You learn that you are not helpless or stuck, even when life feels overwhelming. That feeling, knowing you have control over your actions and choices, is deeply freeing. It changes how you face your fears, because fear loses its grip. When you trust yourself more, instead of avoiding hard things, you begin to meet them head-on, knowing you can handle whatever comes. This courage doesn't mean you don't feel scared. It means you move forward anyway. That's what self-motivation really is, moving forward despite fear or doubt. It's the quiet strength that grows inside when you choose to keep going. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Every time you push through a difficult moment, you build resilience without even realizing it. Resilience is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. And that strength doesn't just help you reach your goals. It changes how you live your life. You become someone who doesn't give up easily, someone who adapts, learns, and grows. That person can handle uncertainty better because they've practiced stepping into the unknown before. Self-motivation also teaches patience. It reminds you that real progress takes time, and that's okay. Success isn't a sudden event. It's a series of small, steady steps. Sometimes those steps feel slow or invisible, but they add up. When you understand this, you stop expecting quick results and start appreciating the journey. That mindset reduces frustration and helps you stay calm during tough times. It's easier to keep going when you don't pressure yourself to be perfect immediately. Self-motivation helps you forgive yourself when things don't go as planned. You realize that mistakes are natural and part of learning, not signs that you should quit. This kindness to yourself creates a healthier relationship with your work and your goals. Instead of being your worst critic, you become your own supporter. You celebrate effort, progress, and commitment, not just final achievements. When motivation comes from this place, it feels less like a struggle and more like a partnership between you and your dreams. It's like you and your goals are on the same team, working together step by step. This connection makes even hard work feel meaningful. You don't push yourself out of guilt or fear, but because you genuinely care about what you're building. Self-motivation can also bring clarity. When you're tuned into what drives you, distractions become easier to ignore. You stop wasting energy on things that don't serve your purpose. Your time and effort focus on what truly matters to you. This focus is powerful because it turns your dreams from vague ideas into real plans. It gives you a sense of direction that feels steady, even when the path isn't smooth. Instead of feeling lost or overwhelmed, you have a compass inside you that points the way forward. That compass comes from understanding your own values, your deepest reasons for doing what you do. Knowing your why makes motivation more than just a feeling. It becomes a foundation you can rely on. Even when motivation fades, your purpose keeps you steady. You come back to it again and again, like a safe harbor in a storm. Another important part of self-motivation is learning to enjoy the process, not just the result. When you focus only on the end goal, it's easy to get frustrated if things take too long. But when you find joy in the work itself, the learning, the growing, the trying, you feel more fulfilled every day. This attitude turns challenges into opportunities to explore and create. It makes your journey richer and more meaningful. You start to notice small moments of satisfaction, like solving a problem or improving a skill. These moments build up and give you energy to keep going. Self-motivation also changes how you handle setbacks. Instead of seeing them as failures, you learn to see them as stepping stones. Every time something doesn't work out, you gather new information. You learn what doesn't work, and that helps you find better ways to move forward. This mindset makes you more flexible and open-minded. You don't get stuck on one way of doing things. You experiment, adjust, and keep trying. That's how real progress happens, not in a straight line, but with twists and turns. When you're self-motivated, you also become less afraid of being alone. You don't need constant support or approval to keep going. You learn to enjoy your own company and trust your own judgment. This independence feels empowering because you know you can rely on yourself. It also frees you from worrying about what others think. You stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own path. That's a huge relief because comparison often steals joy and confidence. Instead, you celebrate your own unique journey with its own pace and challenges. Self-motivation turns your goals into a personal mission. You become committed not because of outside pressure, but because it matters deeply to you. That commitment gives you energy and meaning, even on days when motivation feels weak. It's like having a quiet but steady flame inside that never goes out. This flame grows brighter each time you choose to keep going. It makes you stronger, wiser, and more connected to yourself. When you live with self-motivation, you're not just chasing success. You're building a life that feels true and full. And that kind of life is worth every effort, every challenge, and every step forward. Self-motivation changes how you deal with time. Instead of rushing or waiting for the right moment, you learn to use the time you have right now. You start to see every minute as an opportunity, not a problem. Even small pockets of time become chances to move closer to your goals. That shift makes your days feel fuller and more purposeful. It's easy to waste time when you're not motivated. But when you have that inner drive, time feels valuable. You naturally want to spend it on things that matter to you. This awareness helps you avoid distractions because you know they take you away from what you want. You become more intentional about your choices, deciding what deserves your attention. Self-motivation also brings a deeper understanding of what success means to you. It's not just about money, status, or what others think. It's about creating a life that feels meaningful and satisfying on your own terms. You begin to measure success by your own growth, happiness, and peace of mind. This personal definition of success keeps you grounded and prevents burnout. Because when you chase someone else's version of success, it often feels empty or exhausting. But when you follow your own path, every achievement feels real and worth celebrating. Self-motivation helps you build habits that support your goals without feeling forced. You don't rely on willpower alone, which can run out quickly. Instead, you create routines and environments that make it easier to keep going. For example, Setting simple daily actions or reminders that connect you to your bigger purpose. These habits become the foundation that holds you steady when motivation dips. They turn good intentions into actual progress step by step. This is how motivation turns from a feeling into a lasting part of your life. Self-motivation also means accepting responsibility for your choices, good or bad. You stop blaming others or circumstances when things don't go as planned. Instead, you look honestly at what you can control and what you can change. This honest self-reflection gives you power because you stop feeling like a victim. You become the one who shapes your life, no matter what happens outside. That sense of responsibility can feel scary at first, but it's also deeply freeing. It means you hold the keys to your future, and that's a powerful position to be in. Self-motivation makes you more adaptable. Life throws surprises and challenges at everyone, but motivated people learn to bend without breaking. They see change as part of the journey, not a threat to their plans. This flexibility helps you find new solutions and keep moving forward, even when things shift unexpectedly. It teaches you to stay curious and open instead of stuck or fearful. When you're self-motivated, you start to notice how your mindset affects everything. You realize that your thoughts can either lift you up or hold you back. So you begin to choose thoughts that support your goals and well-being. You practice positive self-talk, not fake or forced, but honest and encouraging. This helps you stay focused and calm when challenges arise. It's like training your mind to be your ally instead of your enemy. Self-motivation grows when you celebrate progress, no matter how small. You learn to recognize effort and improvement as wins. This habit keeps your spirit high and your energy flowing. It creates a positive loop where success builds on success. Even tiny steps forward become fuel for your journey. That's why setting small, achievable goals is so important. They keep you moving and remind you that change happens little by little. Self-motivation also teaches you to surround yourself with the right energy. You start to notice how people influence your drive and mindset. You seek out those who inspire and support you, rather than drain or discourage you. This doesn't mean avoiding all negativity, but choosing to spend more time where your motivation can grow. Building a supportive environment is part of taking care of yourself. It's like watering a plant. You give it what it needs to thrive. Finally, self-motivation helps you connect with your deeper purpose. It's not just about achieving goals, but about becoming the person you want to be. Every effort, every challenge, and every victory shapes that person. When you're motivated from within, your journey becomes a story of growth and meaning. And that story is unique to you, full of value and truth. Living with self-motivation means living fully, choosing to keep going, keep learning, and keep becoming. Self-motivation is like lighting a fire inside you that never goes out, even when the world feels cold or dark. It's the quiet voice that reminds you why you started, especially when everything else seems to be shouting for you to stop. This fire doesn't burn because someone else gave you a reason. It burns because you found your own reasons, your own meaning. And those reasons are powerful because they come from your heart, not from outside pressure. When you're self-motivated, you begin to see life as a series of choices rather than random events. Each moment holds a decision, to move forward or stay stuck, to try again or give up. This awareness changes how you respond to setbacks and challenges. Instead of feeling defeated, you see them as invitations to make a different choice next time. That shift in perspective gives you freedom. Freedom to write your own story, no matter what's happened before. Self-motivation also builds patience with yourself. You learn that change doesn't happen overnight, and that's okay. You begin to appreciate the slow, steady work that goes into creating something real and lasting. This patience reduces frustration and helps you enjoy the process, not just the destination. When you're patient with yourself, you give yourself space to grow without pressure or judgment. That space is where creativity and new ideas can blossom. Self-motivation encourages you to embrace uncertainty instead of fearing it. Life is full of unknowns, and trying to control everything only leads to stress. But when you're motivated from within, you accept that you can't know every step in advance. You learn to trust the process and your ability to adapt as you go. This trust frees you to take risks, explore new paths, and try things that scare you. And each risk, whether it leads to success or failure, teaches you something valuable. Self-motivation helps you build a deeper connection with your own values and beliefs. You start to live in alignment with what matters most to you, rather than what others expect. This alignment creates a sense of peace and authenticity. When your actions match your values, you feel more satisfied and less conflicted. That feeling is like a compass that guides you even when the path is unclear. Self-motivation also changes how you view effort and struggle. Instead of seeing hard work as a punishment, you start to see it as part of growth. Struggle becomes a sign that you're pushing boundaries and expanding your potential. That mindset helps you welcome challenges instead of avoiding them. You become someone who looks for ways to improve rather than excuses to quit. Self-motivation grows when you take full ownership of your dreams and goals. You stop waiting for approval or permission to pursue what you want. Instead, you give yourself permission to try, fail, and try again. This ownership creates a sense of empowerment that nothing outside can take away. It's a quiet confidence that says, no matter what happens, I'm in charge of my own journey. Self-motivation also teaches you the importance of balance. It's not about pushing yourself endlessly until you burn out. It's about knowing when to work hard and when to rest, when to push forward and when to pause and recharge. This balance keeps your energy steady over time and prevents exhaustion. It allows you to sustain your motivation without sacrificing your well-being. Self-motivation makes you more mindful of how you talk to yourself. You become aware of negative thoughts that drain your energy and motivation. Then, you gently challenge those thoughts and replace them with kinder, more encouraging ones. This inner kindness helps you stay positive and focused, even when things get tough. It's like having a coach inside your head who cheers you on instead of tearing you down. When you live with self-motivation, you develop a deep respect for the process of learning. You understand that mastery and growth take time, patience, and practice. This respect helps you stay curious and open, even when progress feels slow. You're willing to make mistakes because you know they're part of learning. Self-motivation also makes you less dependent on external rewards. You find satisfaction in the work itself, not just in praise or recognition. This inner satisfaction is more lasting because it comes from doing what you love and believe in. It keeps you going even when others don't notice or understand your efforts. When you're self-motivated, you start to see yourself as a work in progress. You accept that you're constantly growing and evolving, and that's part of the journey. This acceptance brings peace and reduces the pressure to be perfect. You give yourself permission to be human, with flaws, doubts, and fears, and still keep moving forward. Self-motivation becomes a source of joy and fulfillment because it connects you to your true self. It helps you live a life that feels real, meaningful, and worth waking up for every day. Living with self-motivation means choosing yourself every single day. It means waking up with a quiet promise to keep moving. Even when the road feels long and uncertain, it means trusting your own strength, your own voice, and your own vision. No one else can give you what you find inside when you are truly self-motivated. That inner fire doesn't just light your path, it warms your whole being. And with that fire, you don't just survive life, you create a life worth living. So, whatever your dreams are, whatever your challenges, remember this. The power to move forward has always been inside you. All you have to do is choose to use it. Thank you so much for listening until the end. If you found this helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs it. Take care, and see you in the next video.